Welcome back to Keystone and More, everyone. It's Millan and Nick here, back again with another video. Today we wanted to give you guys a quick All-Star ballot. We have both haven't filled out our All-Star ballots, and we thought we'd do it with you guys. And we had some NHL last night, NBA tonight, and we have some other sports news we got to cover, like David Ortiz and his condition and how he's been doing. We're going to start off quickly with the NHL. Nick, yesterday, I don't know if you watched, I watched a little bit of the Blues and the Bruins. Game 6 against the Bruins won 5-1, forcing a Game 7 in Boston in 2 nights from now, I think. What jumped out at you about the game last night?
The Blues kind of got off to a slow start last night, and that's what kind of ended up leading to the loss. A miserable loss, 5-1 loss, and it was a rough game. It was real. The first 40 minutes were pretty good. The third period, though, the Bruins are up 1-0, and you're kind of thinking, okay, the Blues still got a shot. They're at home ice. The Cup's in the building. They're only down 1-0, and all of a sudden the Bruins are up 3-1, and then they end up winning 5-1. I mean, that's just not a good way to lose a game, especially not on your home ice. You never want to lose that way. And it was rough last night. I'll be the first to admit, and I honestly think now I could easily see the Bruins, and most likely going to see the Bruins winning in Boston on Wednesday night, Game 7. Hopefully not, but that is a very true and well possibility.
Yeah, and like I said in the last video on Saturday, and I was talking about this, especially with you, Nick, about why the Blues have been so good, especially against the Bruins, is they've been physical all series long. They don't have the best on-paper roster against the Bruins if you match them up player by player, but they've been physical, they've been playing hard, and yesterday, despite control, there was no physicality whatsoever in the Blues game last night. To the game, they were playing soft, or letting the Bruins push them all over the place, which is one of the reasons why they lost the way they did, and I was surprised that they're at home. They got home ice advantage. The fans are jumping up and down. They haven't won a cup yet, and the cup is in their building. It's the first time it's ever happened. So I thought that with all that, they continued to play their game, continued to play physical, but that obviously did not happen. And Jordan Binghamton has always done well on a loss, but tomorrow will definitely be a harder time to come back, especially since it's going to be in Boston. Well, not tomorrow, but in a couple of days. It's going to be in Boston. Everyone's going to be loud. It's going to be rock. It's going to be a hard atmosphere for the Blues to win, and they kind of shot themselves in the foot last night, not being physical enough and not being able to get puck presence to Tuukka Rask. And Tuukka Rask, when you got pucks to him, he made difficult saves, he made good saves. So congratulations to the Bruins getting a good win there, and probably congratulations for them winning the Stanley Cup, because I don't see them messing up on Wednesday night. But what tonight though is potentially the final game of the NBA season with the Raptors and the Warriors, Game 5. Kevin Durant is back in for the lineup tonight. Nick, do you think that's going to affect the Warriors hopefully winning Game 5?
Yeah, they know that this is what would be, kind of almost, if you lose the series, it's kind of like the end of a dynasty, because, I'm not saying they're not going to get back there. They probably will get back there next year. But still, this would be the end of a dynasty, because we know Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant's contracts are both up, and KD's probably leaving. I can't guarantee that, but he probably is. And I think that, I'm kind of surprised KD's playing tonight. I would have kind of thought that he would say, you know what, they're down 3-1. I got the biggest contract of my career coming up. I don't want to fuck it up and get injured tonight. That's what I thought would be his mindset. So, if he gets injured tonight, that's on him, honestly. It's a 3-1 series. The Raptors should win this series. They have 2 home games. If the Raptors don't win this series, that would be on them, obviously. But I think the Warriors will win tonight, and I think they might even win Game 6 at home. This might go 7 games. But it's really close right now, especially with KD back in the lineup.
Yeah, it'll be good for them to get. He's been out for a long time, and hopefully he'll get back to basketball. And yeah, I don't know where he'll go if he leaves or not for KD. And it'll be a very interesting offseason to see what happens with them, and hopefully they can bounce back. It'll be tough though, because it's in Toronto. They did win their second Game 2 in Toronto, but it's going to be good game, obviously. See what happens in Toronto with Drake there and what happens there. Moving right along with the scheduled topic before we get to our main event. Quickly last night, this breaking news with David Ortiz being shot at a bar with his friends, a couple of friends. He's in stable condition as the bullet went through his backside and exited his stomach. Didn't seem like it hit any of his major organs, which is good. He's expected to make a full recovery. Nick, what did you think when you heard this?
I was kind of like, I was watching the Bruins game, and it just kind of came out of nowhere, and I was kind of like, whoa, okay, a little shocking, and I was just kind of hoping he was all right and everything. I wasn't, I know a lot of people are like really, really upset, but the way I saw it, he wasn't severely injured. He wasn't dead. He was in stable condition. So I mean, I didn't. I glanced over it. I looked at the story, but I didn't really, I didn't really, I didn't really I didn't keep going about it. I just looked at the story and went about my day.
Yeah, that was me too. That was a bit for me too. David Ortiz has done such great things for the city of Boston and for the city of the country of the Dominican Republic. And he obviously means a lot to them and to Boston. And so, I mean, obviously, everyone in Boston had the right to be upset. I just made sure that nothing was life threatening because there's a lot of people that affect the MLB community, and he's one of those players. And then it doesn't really matter if you're a Yankees fan or Red Sox fan, you have to know that he's one of the guys that has come into at the MLB, affected it severely in a good way. So I think putting all biases aside, for the teams that he played for, that hopefully he would be all right. They did catch the shooter. He's in custody. He got beat pretty badly as soon as he shot Ortiz. He was beaten pretty badly, and luckily he's in custody now. But that's just a quick update of what's happened so far. We're going to move on now to the main topic, which will take the most amount of time. Nick, we're going to do the MLB All-Star ballot. Now, this year is a little bit different. I think you're voting by positions this year, whether it's not that hasn't done that last year. Last year was voting by players, and this is going to be an interesting All-Star year because we got a lot of good players this year who weren't as good enough to make the All-Star last year, but now there's a lot of good players now who you can easily say could make this All-Star team. And this is the first year that I think will be a very even All-Star game. Normally it's a one-sided division affair by the AL. Has always done well, always destroyed the NL, and I think this year will be a very close game. I don't know if you have the All-Star ballot up, Nick, with you.
I have it. Yeah.
You do? Okay. You started with first basemen?
Yeah.
All right. So first basemen, I think we pick one per league. That's how it works.
It's only one, which sucks because I could easily go with two in first base. I'd probably go 3 in the National League for first base and 2 in the American League for first base.
Yeah.
But you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
So in the AL, I'm going to go with CJ Cron, name that a lot of you probably haven't heard of. He's been a really good player for Minnesota this year. 275, 14 home runs, and 40 home RBIs with an 866 OPS. And it's his peak season possibly out there in Minnesota. And that team's they're in first place right now, and he's definitely taking a lot of the load there to help them get there. So I'm going to give CJ Cron my vote for AL first baseman.
Yeah, and that's who I was gonna go with too. I mean, he's one, like you said, he's arguably one of the main reasons why the Twins are where they at right now. He's been great defensively. He's been great off the bat, so he gets my vote, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and the National League, this is easily probably going to end up being one of the easiest positions. Josh Bell, 333 batting average, 18 dingers, 56 ribbies, and a 1.080 OPS, which leads all first basemen in the whole league. The exception being home runs. So yeah, I mean, I would also probably go with Freddie Freeman, Anthony Rizzo, Pete Alonso. First base is a really stacked position in the National League, but I'm going to go with Josh Bell.
Yeah, same with me. I mean, the month of May, if anyone follows baseball and anyone follows the NL, you have to admit the month of May for Josh Bell was insane for him. Like you said, he did great. He did amazing. He leads the league in RBIs. He leads the league in, I think, I don't want to say hits because I'm not positive about that, but he has an amazing batting average right now. It was once tied with Bellinger, and he's been off on off. He's been off for the past couple of games, but he has been great. 57 RBIs. He's done amazing for this Pirates team. And as a Pirates fan, is like there's no reason why I wouldn't vote for him. So I am going to go obviously with Josh Bell. Second base is a little bit harder. Who do you have?
For the AL, I'm going to go with Tommy La Stella. I was debating between him and LeMahieu, but I'm going to go with La Stella. He's got a 317 average. No, wait, that's not La Stella. Sorry, La Stella has the most home runs in the American League for second baseman with 13, and he's got a 911 OPS. But I think it's going to be a tight race because LeMahieu has a 317 average. He won the NL batting title a few years ago. He's got 40 RBIs, which leads the AL second baseman. And he wasn't even supposed to start coming in the league in the year, and now he's the team's MVP. But I'm going to go with La Stella because this is his, he's had a really good year, his first year with the Angels.
Yeah, I mean, you could go. There's many different people that you could go with. I'm gonna personally. Wow. I'm personally gonna go with LeMahieu on this one. I like LeMahieu, what he's done. This is the Yankees team. Like anyone has seen. That's a AAA team, obviously, and LeMahieu is one of those guys that brings presence. He brings leadership to the Yankees, and he's done well with the Yankees. 321, 835 OPS. So I really like what he's been doing, and I think he's going to be one of the reasons why the Yankees are going to go deep into the postseason against very good teams in the AL.
Yeah, and then for the National League, I was going to go with, stats-wise, I would go with Mike Moustakas, but I honestly haven't seen Moustakas play at second base at all. When I watched the Brewers, I would see Moustakas at third. So I'm going to give my vote to Cesar Hernandez from Philadelphia, having a career year, and he's really been a big part of this team in Philly right now because we have a lot of pieces. Kutch is injured right now, and Cesar being at the bottom of the lineup has really – his bat's been better because he's not the star on the team anymore. He can, the pressure's not on him. This is a career year for Cesar Hernandez. I'm going to give him the vote National League second baseman.
Yeah, you could give him. I'm going to give it to Marte for the with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's done very well. He has a 268 batting average, 835 on base percentage. I've seen him play a couple times. It's happening to turn on the TV. He's very flashy. He has very deep range, which a lot of second basemen don't have. That's what the shortstop's for. But I like him, and I like what he's been doing.
Yeah. So for third baseman, American League, I'm going to go Bregman. Bregman. Were you doing shortstop first or third base?
No, third base.
Okay, third base. Yeah, I'm going with Bregman. He leads the AL third baseman with 18 dingers and 44 ribbies. He's also got a 944 OPS, which is second behind Hunter Dozier. He's the All-Star Game MVP last year, and he's actually the only healthy infielder on the Astros, and he's helping them keep atop the AL West. So I'm going to go with Bregman.
I'm going to go with Rafael Devers here on this one, and the reason why is he has 301 batting average, 847 on base percentage. He's been well. The Red Sox have been struggling immensely against lefty pitchers, and he's the only guy and he's a lefty too, and he has been, if not the only person, one of the only people that can consistently get hits off of a lefty pitcher, and he used to make a lot of mistakes. He's cut that down this year. He's the reason why the Red Sox are where they are. Obviously, if he gets more help with the other players around the infield, I think they could be a lot better than where they are now, maybe even second or first place. But I really like Rafael Devers, and I think I'm going to give him my vote.
Okay. For a National League third baseman, it's always tough every year. You got so many great third basemen in the National League. You got your guys that you always think of, like Josh Donaldson and Manny Machado, but they're not having a great year. So to me, it comes down to Arenado, Rendon, and Bryant. Bryant's kind of having a comeback year, but I think Arenado and Rendon's looking for his first ever All-Star game, I believe. But Arenado is, in my opinion, far and away the guy to vote for. He's the highest batting average among the third basemen at 332. He's got the most home runs and the most RBIs, and that's a bit rigged due to him playing at Coors Field. He's got 16 dingers, 54 ribbies, and he's missed the starting spot because of Bryant before, but he started the last 2 years, and I'm going to give him the third. I'm going to give him for his third straight year.
I'm gonna give it to Chris Bryant because he doesn't have the best batting average. He's 273, 13 home runs, 36 RBIs. But like you said, he's on the uprising. It's a new year this year for him. He's worked a lot harder in the offseason than we have seen him in the past, and it's paid off. He's getting on base when they need to get on base. They had a tough couple of tough series against the Cubs and Chicago. Against the Cardinals. Home in Chicago. And there was times when they were down 2-3 runs, and he needed someone to get on base. He always let off. He always got hits. He gets timely hits. He can place the ball very well. He can make the flashy plays, and he can make the easy plays. I like him, Chris Bryant, for my shortstop. Third base, sorry. Shortstop. Nick, who do you have?
For the American League, this is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with Jorge Polanco. He leads the shortstops with a 338 batting average and 978 OPS. He only has 10 home runs and 38 RBIs. But when I see him play, he's really starting to develop himself at the plate, becoming a better hitter, a young hitter. But I'm going to go with Jorge Polanco.
He's been great. Obviously, I like Gleyber Torres has been very well for the Yankees. I'm not going to give it to him. There's a lot of good players that you can give it to. Xander Bogaerts has been great for the Red Sox. Anderson's been great. But I wouldn't. My initial would be to give it to Correa. But he is now going to be out for a couple more weeks, so that's why I'm going to give it to Xander Bogaerts here. Another player like Rafael Devers, who can make the plays where he needs to. He doesn't do too much, and he can get on base when he needs to. I'm going to give it to him.
Yeah, and then for the shortstops in the National League, it comes down to a few people for me. I mean, Fernando Tatis Jr. might go, but I think that injury might keep him out. Story is certainly a lock, at least a backup. For my start, I'm going Javi Baez. He's a good 5-tool player. He's in the top 2 of every major hitting category. 306 average for the shortstops. 306 average, 16 dingers, 42 ribbies, 931 OPS. And he flashes the leather. He dives really good. He helps with those. He gets a lot of people going at stealing second. With the tag. He's amazing, and I think he's going to dominate this spot for years to come.
Yeah, Javi Baez is my initial pick. I had Cole Tucker was another guy who's young, very very young. He got sent down. That was the only reason why I haven't picked him. But Javi Baez, he's flashy, like you said. He covers a lot of ground, and he can hit the crap out of the ball when he wants to. He's hit so many dingers in the past couple of games. He's 16 home runs, 44 RBIs, and most of those. And I think he's on. I think he's on the couple. I think he's on the hit streak right now. He's been great. He can place the ball just like Chris Bryant has. I love him at shortstop. He can. He doesn't. You never really see him make mistakes with him, and he has the power. He has good opposite field power, and he can turn on the ball very well. I'm going to give it to Javi Baez. Catching, Nick, is going to be hard, at least in my opinion, in the AL. Who do you have?
I'm going with Gary Sanchez, and I find this to actually be one of the easier ones. His hitting stats are far above the other American League catchers. He has 20 dingers, 37 ribbies, and 964 OPS, and he's showing he can make contact with that 265 average. This is Sanchez's spot, in my opinion.
All right. I mean, you can see that. I mean, I'm gonna give it to Sanchez because there's no really other person to give it to. I guess now you look at it, Lucroy hasn't been great. Maldonado has not been great. Perez hasn't been good. So Vasquez, you could arguably give it to Vasquez, but he's been on a hitting drought for a little while. I'm gonna give it to Sanchez. National League for me, I know who I'm gonna get. I'm pretty sure who you're gonna give it to, Nick. I'm giving mine to Yadi Molina here. One of the reasons here is because he can throw guys out from his knees. He can hit the ball timely, and that's a lot big for me as a fan. You want a guy when you're down in the 8th, down in the 9th. You need that guy who can place hits specifically where it needs to be running on first, hit it the opposite way if you're right, hit it to right field. This guy can do it all. He can block. You don't see a lot of balls go back to the backstop. Again, he has a great arm throwing it from his knees. He can easily do that. Not a lot of people throw it at him. He's only has 4 home runs this year, 33 RBIs, but his defensive play has been amazing, and that's why I'm giving it to Yadi.
I'm going with Wilson Contreras.
That's what I think. I didn't think that would be it. But all right.
He's dominating the offensive categories. 294 average, 15 dingers, 34 ribbies, 956 OPS. That leads all the National League catchers. And I would probably even let Yasmani Grandal get in that. 281 average, 13 dingers, 32 ribbies. But I'm definitely going with Contreras.
Contreras. All right. So the outfield now, we get to pick 3 outfielders for each team here, and this is gonna be probably, in my opinion, the easier type. So for the American League, my first pick is gonna be Betts. I don't think anyone else could pick against Betts. He 267 year batting average, 832 OPS. He's a guy that has been there for the Red Sox and consistent for the Red Sox. I'm giving it to him. Who else is there? A lot of guys. Aaron Judge is going to be injured. I don't think he'll be back for the All-Star break. Austin Meadows is another guy I'm giving it to. 346 batting average, 12 12 home runs, 38 RBIs. He was a guy from Pittsburgh, like I said, came from Pittsburgh. Wasn't doing a whole lot in Pittsburgh, but he's turned himself around in Tampa Bay. I'm giving him the second spot, and then the third gonna probably give it to Trout. Again, you can't have an All-Star game without having Trout in there. 268 batting average, not really the best, but he's having 42 RBIs, 17 home runs. So I defensively he's been solid. Hitting wise has been okay. I'm gonna give it to Mike Trout.
Yeah, my first spot goes to Mike Trout. Find that to be the easiest guy to go with. Second, I'm going to go with Austin Meadows. He's got a 345 average, 12 dingers, 38 ribbies, and a 1.051 OPS. And my third spot's going to go to Joey Gallo. He's holding his average, 276, 17 dingers, 41 ribbies, and he's got the AL leading 1.074 OPS.
For the NL, Nick, who do you have?
I'm going to go with I'm going to go with Bellinger, Blackmon, and Acuna. Blackmon has got a 300 average, 10 dingers, 38 ribbies, and 921 OPS. I think I said Yelich was the other guy. I was going with Blackmon, Yelich, and Acuna. Acuna, really helping the Braves there. That's a team that's looking to make the playoffs, possibly win the National League East back-to-back years. It's going to be a tight race with them in Philly. And Acuna's going to be a guy that lifts them over the top. And then you got Christian Yelich, who has just been amazing ever since he joined the Brewers last year. He's honestly the best player, in my opinion, like probably the second best player in the league right now. Bellinger was also up there for me, but I'm going with Yelich, Acuna, and Blackmon.
Yelich, Acuna, and Blackmon. I'm going to go with Bellinger and Yelich. Those are my top two. I mean, if anyone knows baseball, then you should know that Yelich has been absolutely tearing it up last season, including this season. He's going to get my first vote. I'm giving it to Bellinger. He's been a lot better than he did last year. He did not hit very well during the postseason last year. I put credit to the Boston pitching rotation and bullpen there. But I'm giving it to Bellinger. He's been great offensively with 365, 20 home runs, 54 RBIs. My last one is going to be tough. Acuna, yes, he's 279, so obviously he's been good. But there's a lot of good players that you could potentially put. And I'm going to give this, and the guy I'm putting for my final, he's 251. So he hasn't been great, but I'm giving it to Bryce Harper because you can't really have an All-Star game without Bryce Harper. He hits the ball well. He hasn't been hitting the ball very well lately, but I'm going to give it to him. I like Bryce Harper. I love his swing. But now we have the designated hitter. We have no designated hitter for the NL, obviously. So for the AL, who are you going to put for the designated hitter?
I'm going with Pence. 41 RBIs, 932 OPS, 287 average, and 13 homers. He played winter ball. He played in the Dominican during the winter because, he didn't know if he was going to be able to play this year because the Giants did not re-sign him. He fixed the swing, and he's definitely making the team, in my opinion.
I want to give it to JD Martinez. My only problem with that is he's injured. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. I don't know if it's a short injury or if he's going to be back in time for the All-Star break. It didn't seem like he was that badly injured. I'm going to give it to Martinez now, only in the sense that he has a chance of returning for the All-Star break. And he just got injured just a couple days ago. So that's who I would give it to. So my team is going to be C.J. Cron, Josh Bell at first base, DJ LeMahieu and Kendall Marte at second, Devers and Bryant at third, Bogarts and Baez at short, Betts, Bellinger, Meadows, Harper, Trout, Yelich, Sanchez, Molina, and JD Martinez for my All-Star ballot.
I did not do mine online. I wrote down on paper, so I'm not sure what my team is.
So you don't know who your team is. All right. Well, it was pretty much close to me. You had pretty much the same as I did. But that's our All-Star ballot. I think the second half of the MLB year is going to be critical for most teams, especially coming from the Red Sox. What do you expect to see in the second half of the MLB season?
Yeah, you're thinking of the Red Sox. The Red Sox got to come back. They got to make a comeback. Make this a fun and more fun race in the AL East. Right now we got 2 teams. 3 teams is always better. Indians also got to make a comeback. I love the Twins, but I honestly still don't know who's going to win the Central. Astros should run away with the AL West. Phillies and Braves should be really fun in the East. Brewers and Cardinals, Cubs, maybe in the Pirates should be fun in the Central. And the Dodgers should run away with the West.
Hardest division, do you think? What do you think will be the hardest division? Or the tightest playoff race?
It's gonna be the AL East.
You think?
Or it could be the AL East or the NL Central. Honestly,
Yeah.
It's gonna be really tight. It's gonna be, I don't know which one of those two it's gonna be.
I think the NL Central has 3, potentially 4 teams fighting. But I think honestly the NL Central, they have 3 teams with right as of right now: Cubs, Milwaukee, St. Louis. 3 teams, potentially 4 with Pittsburgh. See how they can do, putting themselves ahead. But I can also see St. Louis and Pittsburgh blowing themselves away, shooting themselves in the foot. And by the time September rolls around, it's just going to be Chicago and Milwaukee. That's what that could easily happen. We've seen it before. Last year it happened. Philadelphia and Atlanta, that's just going to be a 2-person division right there. But you have to say that one of the two, as long as Philadelphia plays well enough, they're going to make themselves into the playoffs, because Chicago and Milwaukee will obviously get one of the 2 wild card spots, and I'm going to give it to Philadelphia and Atlanta, the other second 2 wild card spots. And then the AL, like you said, Boston's going to have to make a comeback. It's only 7 games out, so it's not horrible. But you got to figure that times, I know it's only June, but time's kind of starting to tick right now, and I'd start somewhere, because it's not going to be the easiest, and especially when the Yankees get healthy, you got to think that it's going to be harder to win the division, let alone get a playoff spot.
Agree.
So that's going to do it for us today. We just want to give you guys a quick video. I'm going down to Houston on Thursday. We might make a video there, but definitely we'll try to make a video. We'll try to make a video Sunday night for the pod, because I get back Sunday. I don't know if I'll have time to make a podcast on Sunday night, but definitely Monday morning if we have to. Or maybe we can do it even Saturday night if I'm not doing anything. But that'll do it for us here at Keystone and More. And we'll see you guys next video.